Hi, Sarah. So, first of all, wanted to say thank you so much for giving me your time today and for coming on to share your experience and your story of your massage business and where you've come to with it. And we've worked together. We worked together for 3 months, didn't we?
Yes, I did the 12-week program with you.
Yes. And so I really wanted to kind of talk about what you implemented in that program and what kind of difference it's made for you, because I know it has made a difference, and I wanted to bring this up and to talk about it, particularly talking about niching, because I know that's a biggie for therapists in general, and I know it's something that you did really well. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that. But before we do that, would you mind just kind of introduce yourself? Tell us what it is you actually do.
Okay, so I'm Sarah and I run the Pregnancy Wellness Hub. And I specialise in pregnancy massage and postnatal treatments, but predominantly pregnancy. And I found when I was pregnant with my children that there was very little available. There was a real need in the market for it. And so I am said person that I wish I could find when I was pregnant.
We always put in place the things that we wish that we were for somebody else.
Yeah, so I'm really quite passionate about it as well, because I really wish that I could find someone who did just treatments for pregnancy, designed just for pregnancy, and with it all in mind. So that's basically what I do, and I love it.
Great. Now, the thing is, that isn't what you always did. You always did a bit of pregnancy, but when you first started working with me, your business looked quite different. Can you tell us about where you were up to at the beginning, before we started working together? What was going on for you in your business at that time?
Oh, I was not a happy bunny. So I had done beauty therapy and massage therapy and holistic therapies for quite a long time. So a really broad spectrum of treatments and therapies. And I'd done that for years and years and years. Over COVID, I had a period where I had to move my salon back to working from home, which should have been great, but actually I hadn't been happy with what I was doing for a very long time. I wasn't making enough money. I felt like I was kind of scrounging around for treatment for clients. The clients that I did have, I wasn't doing treatments that I really enjoyed, so my heart wasn't in it. And I really wasn't enjoying it, to the point where I actually trained to be a dental nurse and did that for 2 years, which is 2 years of my life I won't get back, and I really didn't enjoy. But it made me realise that I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't want to do beauty therapy anymore, but I wanted to focus on a massage, and then discovered a different way to massage for pregnancy. And then saw Nikki's advert and thought, I need to speak to her. I need some help. I need to change something. This isn't working. I wasn't making any money. I was always scrounging around at the end of the month for money. And I was pretty miserable, to be honest. My husband would tell you that 2 years that I did, 3 years really around that time, before I kind of started talking to you about business, I was just really miserable. It was really depressing. And it was just like I was literally hit my head against a brick wall. I was just sort of at the end of my tether a little bit, really, and not happy.
Yeah.
I
remember when you first came to work with me and you filled in like the pre-work with me questionnaire, and it was just, I could see how much you were struggling with. You were so good at what you did. You'd been doing it for so long. You had so much experience, and yet I could see straight away you were working with people that you didn't really want to be working with, doing treatments you didn't really enjoy doing, and it felt like I was just like, oh, we need to get you so they're actually enjoying your job again, because you're really good at it. It's only fair that you should be actually enjoying it.
Yeah, totally. I really enjoy it. I get so much job satisfaction now, because I really feel I know what they're going through, and I can really feel that I am making a difference. Whereas before, just waxing someone's legs or doing a manicure or something, it was nice, and they were like, oh, they're nice, but it's not the same level. And I never really enjoyed what I was kind of like, oh, not that again. You know, you look in the book and you dread so-and-so coming in or doing that treatment, and you think, oh, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be something better than this. Something's got to change. Something's got to be better than this. This can't be what I'm doing now, you know. I've done this for like 15 years. I can't continue. And I did feel a little bit like I should be better. I've been doing this for so long that my business should be better. It should be at a better level, and I should be enjoying it more, and I should be getting more from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just more.
Absolutely. Yes, exactly that. I hear this so often with therapists. They're so qualified, they're so experienced, and yet they're like, and they wouldn't always admit it, but they're just not, like, they're just thinking, is this it? Is this actually it after all these
coasting,
years?
just coasting along. I had my kids and it fitted in, work fitted in. I worked around them, which I still do actually. But the difference is I'm making money now, whereas before it was just like a teeny bit of money,
Yeah.
And so
let's look at then. I want to talk about what it looks like now, but before we get to that point, can you tell me what it was you did? So I know what we did working together, because it's part, obviously the program has these steps in it that I know I take you through, but in your mind, what is it that the biggest pieces that you changed in your business, or developed or whatever?
Yeah, I think the biggest part was niching. So really focusing on who I wanted to work with, why I wanted to work with them, what I can do for them, how I can help them, to make me stand out from somebody else. Because I think that's how I really felt when I was doing the beauty therapy and massage, that I was just like another number. Nothing made me stand out to anyone else. There was nothing that I could actually say to someone when they asked me either, because I didn't know myself. Yeah. So it was really looking at what I could do, realizing that was really what I was passionate about. So that's what I wanted to focus my area of expertise in. And actually I really like being a specialist in something, because you just feel you get a little bit more, I don't know, not respect in a way, but people kind of, they want to go to someone who specialises in something because they know that's, you live and breathe it, which I do. So that was really important. And then it was really looking at what I could do, but simplifying what I was doing. I was doing so much, and I've only just tweaked again the website with your advice, but yeah, I'd gone from feeling I had to offer so much and so many different levels and so many different prices, just really simplifying and making it easy, but to a point where actually it was better for me financially as well. Everything was better. I knew what I was doing. It was easier. Clients can look at the website and my treatment menu and see what I do. It makes more sense. So there was a lot of that, a lot of working on, how I can help. My main points for kind of helping with marketing as well, get my head around that. The whole message that I'm putting across, how that can help someone, why I'm doing that, and what I can do for them, which makes me stand out, which makes me feel like I've got something worth kind of posting or writing about, or so yeah, I'd say the niche definitely, and simplifying the treatment offerings. Yeah, I think they were the main things really.
Yeah, brilliant. And that is one of the things I wanted to talk about in terms of the niching, because this is a sticking point for so many therapists. They have such resistance around it because they think it's going to constrict what they're able to do, and they think they're going to get bored. And I completely understand that mentality. And in fact, I remember when I was talking to you at the beginning, and you did you already did your pregnancy massage, and you knew you enjoyed it. But I know that when we worked together, getting you really comfortable with the idea of that is going to be what you put at the forefront of your business, that was hard for you. What was it that made you overcome that resistance, and what did that resistance feel like?
You just kind of you made me realize that actually just because you niche in something doesn't mean that you can't still do my old bits of my old client treatments that I want to do, or obviously I want to get the continuity. So I have postnatal clients then, and strangely it just kind of happened. So I had a client who did a program of mine, which was obviously a pregnant client, and now I have her 70-year-old odd father-in-law who comes for regular reflexology. So it doesn't mean that you're pigeonholed. It just means that you can attract the clients that you want to work with. It's more for a marketing and getting your ideal client in, and then it just naturally seems to feed off because people like what you're doing and they recommend and they talk, and and they refer. So you do still do, you know, not your niche, but that's for attracting your ideal client, your ideal work, the ones that you particularly like to work with or you specialize in. But it doesn't mean that you're stuck in that. Which has, I have to admit, has taken me a long time. I'm saying that as if I'm like was full on board. I wasn't. It took me a long time to really get my head around that. And actually there was a lot of negativity from like friends and relatives and like, oh, but if you do that, will you have enough clients? Will it work all right? And oh, but yeah, but then you won't be able to do them. And it's like, well, no, it doesn't work like that. And yes, actually, it's proven it is, because I'm attracting the right people for what I want to do and what I'm offering. So I am busy with that because there is a need for it. So yeah,
that's exactly it. I mean, you've hit the nail on the head. Not only do you have your own resistance around it, because it seems so counterintuitive, it doesn't make sense. And so it's just having me sitting there saying, right, this is what you're going to do, is not enough. Which is one of the reasons I wanted to get you to talk about it today, because I'm hoping if people can hear you talking about it, they'll understand that it is that there's a reason for it and it does work. And you know what you were saying, it's not just your own resistance, it's the resistance of people around you as well, and that really gets into your head. Do you know what, just the other day I had a conversation with my sister, and she was saying to me, Nikki, why don't you work with more than just massage therapists? Why don't you widen your business? And I'm like, because it's my niche. And you hear it all the time, people going, but why, but you could do so much more. It's like, I can. Do you know what, I do so much more. It's just that that's not what I talk about. And it's the same for you. You don't just deal with the pregnancy massage clients. As you said, you've got your 70-year-old client, you've got other clients. It's just that that's what you talk about. That's not where you point your messaging to. Absolutely right. So
it does make the marketing a whole lot easier as well when you are focusing on, you know, that one kind of subject. Really, it makes that less daunting. There's less, because if you're offering tons of modalities, you're like, oh, I don't know where to start with that, and how much do I go into depth with that, and I could talk about this, that. It just simplifies everything for you.
Because you know who you're talking to, what you want to say to them, and where they are. So you go and find them to say what you need to say to them. And it just takes away all of that cacophony of you should be doing all these other things. Totally. So well, when I've been talking to you about your marketing strategy, you've really got it sussed now. I mean, would you feel like you're quite happy with getting those consistent clients in? And if you don't have some clients, you know what to do and where to go to get them?
And it's not how I would have been doing it before. And it has been putting myself out there a little bit more, but it's more to do with networking and referring and just getting out there and speaking to people and recommendations. And it is, you know, it's really simplifying the website and everything has really helped, and making my online presence there, because obviously that is how everybody finds anything, you Google or whatever online. But the things that I do now definitely at the moment are working really well for me. And I'd say it's the networking, it's the getting the Google reviews, keeping the website up to date, and regular posting, but not so much just on social media. You know, it's actually there's like 4 pillars that I know work for me for my clients that I want to attract. Which are very different to how I would have been before. My marketing was all over the place, and I would have been like, well, I'll post on social media and I might do that, and wouldn't have put myself out there so much. But I suppose I know now that I'm more proud and confident with what I am offering, and how it all looks, and because I've worked I know it inside out, and I've worked so much on it. So there's that as well. And
would you say that the whole networking, well, I know you will say it because I know it, and also from what I've heard you say before, but I'm going to get you to say it out loud, that the whole networking and referring part of marketing is made so much easier because you know your ideal client and because you know your niche.
Oh, totally. So the kind of networking that I've done is all based around my niche. And it's easy. It's not hard work at all. I'd much rather do that than have to work on a huge piece of marketing material or something like that to post or whatever.
But you can't do that kind of marketing unless you know your messaging inside out, unless you know your ideal client, and unless you know your niche. Because as soon as you know those things, then you can talk about yourself and what you do, and you know who to say it to. And I know you've said to me in the past that even just knowing what you do, then talking to people about what you do feels so much easier instead of saying I'm a massage therapist. I mean, what do you say now when people ask what you do?
I say I work with pregnant and postnatal women with massage and holistic therapies to get them enjoying and embracing their pregnancy.
Perfect.
And whereas before I'd be a bit like, oh, well, I do this and that, and then I'd like change subject. Whereas now people are like, oh, that's different. I'm like, yeah, I do this and this type of massage, and you know, it opens up a conversation. Whereas before I'd be not embarrassed, but yeah, I just wouldn't have shouted about it so much.
Yeah. So it basically just gives you that confidence and that feeling
of
authority, that feeling of being a specialist.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that you know what you're talking about because you've done so much work on it. Yeah, you know exactly the right things to say, and yeah, exactly.
What would you say to the therapist who is, because I hear this so much from therapists, that they say, well, I don't want to be a specialist, I'm not an expert, that's just too scary, I'm not very good at whatever it is. What would your message be to them about how to kind of overcome that?
Why wouldn't you want to be someone that someone would seek out to treat their problem? You know, what's making you stand out? If that's you know you're really good at treating that specific thing, what's making you stand out online or in person, or what can you say to someone? Why would they want to come to you if they don't know you specialize in something?
Yeah, absolutely. And yet again, as well as the niche, is that other sticking point of, oh, I couldn't set myself up like that, because it's a massive fear thing, I know. And I know you went through it as well, and yet you came out the other side, and now you're like, yeah, it's fine. It's not scary. It's just polishing yourself off and saying, no, this is actually what to do, and actually I'm good at it. And it makes all the difference.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally.
Brilliant. Agree. So of all the things that that we've just talked about now, what would you say was your biggest takeaway from everything we did in the mentoring program? The one thing that you are really super happy with, super glad that you overcame, or that you did work on, or that is going to kind of keep you moving forward? Anything particular?
I think the confidence in myself that it gave me. I'm much more confident in, as you said, talking about what I do, and kind of shouting about it a little bit more. Giving me the being really proud of what I'm doing. Whereas before I really wasn't. I'd really lost all enthusiasm and was really demotivated. So now I'm actually really proud because sort of people comment on it. And the other day, my husband met someone outside who he went to school with and we didn't know lived around here. I wasn't there. And she said, oh, your wife does the pregnancy massage, doesn't she? And he told me later, and my little heart went, because I don't know who she is, how she found me. She's obviously, you know, the word is getting out. And I was so proud of myself, because before that, I've never known someone to say to my husband, oh, does your wife do the beauty therapy or the massage? Never happened. So just the confidence in myself with what I'm doing, and just really pleased, really, really pleased that my mindset is completely changed.
Yeah, and even when I'm talking to you, from when we spoke at the beginning to now, you're like a different person. You're just like, with what you do. It's lovely.
I feel like I think when you're so down with what you're doing, you spend so much time when you work for yourself in particular involved with work. It's really hard to switch off from. It is you, basically. You are the brand. So when you work for yourself, so if you're not happy with what you're doing and you're not, you know, it's everything. It's financial, it's time, it's stress, it's worry. You know, it's your work-life balance. I'm actually able to take more time off now because I'm earning more. I'm actually charging my worth and actually earning what I feel I should have been ages ago, like years ago. Yeah. I feel like I'm up where I should be, and I'm making decent money, but still being able to work around my children. I'm actually taking Saturdays off. reduced down to the 1. We're nearly there. But yeah, so it has it. My work-life balance and stress levels are much better. I can see I'm like a different person. I'm so much happier.
Oh, that's amazing. And it's such little tweaks, isn't it? I mean, I know it's, you put the work in, it's not like it's not hard work, but it's not massive things that you have to do. They're just little tweaks to what you're already doing, to get that messaging focused, to know what it is that you're going to be standing for, to own that, and then to put it out there. And you know, massive well done for you, because I'm so glad that you are right where you are. But I just love the way that you are happy to come and talk about it, because I just really want other people to see it, so that they know that it's possible for them if they've been feeling like how you were. It's just these tweaks, and then they can get to where you are, because it's not all about money. I mean, okay, you're saying that, yes, now you're financially where you wanted to be, which is amazing, but it's also that other stuff, like you say. It's the family time, the being able to go on holiday, being able to not work Saturdays. That was a massive one for you. And the self-confidence as well.
I feel more now that I can be more in control. For years I was always working around clients because I was so desperate that they might go somewhere else, or I might not be able to do it. But now I have that confidence to say, well, actually, I don't work evenings, and I'm only working one Saturday a month because I have a young family, and they accept that, but they'll work around me now, whereas I would never have had the confidence to do that before. And because I specialise, I know they want to come to me because they've either been recommended, or they want to have what I have done. There's no one else that does it, so they want to come to me. So I know I have that confidence to say, this is my availability, that's what I can do. And they wait. I've had ladies that have waited to come to see me until the end of the pregnancy because they couldn't come because they weren't on maternity leave. They've waited to come, which in another way is a little bit frustrating for me, that I could have treated them earlier. But it's nice to know that they've hung on because they wanted to come to see me. So yeah, my mindset would have been completely different on that before. So yeah, completely, changed your life massively.
Thank you. That's just lovely to hear. So what's next for you then? What are you looking forward to, or what are you going to create, or are you just going to carry on like you are? What's next?
I'm quite happy. I'm quite content with how things are going at the moment. I'm doing a little bit more postnatal as well, and I've just taken on I've just done a C-section scar massage recovery course. So there's a massive void for aftercare of scars with C-sections in particular. So I recognized that a lot of my clients were having C-sections, so it was a natural kind of process for me to do, and to just widen my knowledge around recovery for the body, basically with postnatally, and how I can help with massage with that as well. And just my aftercare as well, just widening my knowledge really, so that I feel even more confident. And I like to give them a little bit of homework, things that I can, continue their treatment on when I'm not with them, so they're just getting the maximum from it. Again, to just be more of a professional and specific and targeted, and so
right. And that's great, isn't it? Because knowing that niche gives you the idea of what to do for your CPD, which is so important, that you deepen down rather than broaden out. Sarah, totally. Thank you so much. I mean, would you recommend that someone would do this kind of mentoring, or do this kind of program to change their business? I know you're going to say yes because it changed yours, but I'd like to hear you say it.
No, I'm joking. Yes, totally. If you are how I was feeling, what have you got to lose? What are you gonna? Where are you going from now? Like, how can you imagine yourself any different without change? So, yeah, like 100%, it has completely changed everything for me. So much better. So yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't. If you're not happy with what you're doing, you're not where you want to be financially, life, work-wise, you're not happy, make the change. What have you got to lose? You're not happy with it as it is. So totally, simple things you can do will make such a difference.
That's it.
And I was not 100% on board at first, as Nikki knows. I was really sort of like, not sure. I had all the negativity. But it works. The simple things do work. You just got to trust the process, and you'll see very quickly that actually what you're doing makes such a difference to how you're thinking, what you're doing, what you're attracting, and ultimately how your business goes. So yeah, really good.
It is, trust the process. That's exactly it. Thank you so much, Sarah. I'm hoping this will really help other people in just knowing you choose a niche, it makes a difference to your business. Whether people work with me or not, it makes no difference. It's get your niche sorted, get your ideal client sorted, know what your messaging is, and then that just changes everything. So
you're very welcome.
Come off here now, but thank you so much. It's been great talking to you.
Thank you.